He was a species on the verge of extinction. She was an Air New Zealand hostess. They were mystically joined, like Rabbits and Landau, like Pinky and Perky, like Porgy and Bess. Oh, he loved the pursuit and the romance, but the details were more of a chore. When the bride's veil lifted, his mind soon drifted. At least that's what had happened before. Let it blow, let it snow, let the mercury bubble and dive. Life's little traumas and courtroom dramas remind me of glad I'm alive. She loved the clean king of glasses, when the toast was the nobles and princes. In the conjugal nest, she was seen at her best, with a keen eye for curtains and chintzes. She had all of the furniture ordered by the time they were naming the date. And her mother came speeding from distant Dunedin to help with the flowers and cake. Let it blow, let it snow, let the mercury bubble and dive. Life's little traumas, courtroom dramas remind me of glad I'm alive. Ushers went into a seizure. Mr. Bacchus, they said, she'll withstand on our heads. Would sackcloth and ashes displease you? And the honeymoon down in Ibiza, where the sun and the nightlife were hot. As she lay on the sand, he said, isn't it grand? I'll bring all of my wives to this spot. Let it blow, let it snow, let the mercury bubble and dive. Life's little traumas and courtroom dramas remind me I'm glad I'm alive. A life of volcanic activity left him nothing to spout but hot air. A long interruption since his last eruption was disguised by sheer devil may care. But some charm and some skill and maneuver had him rising to meet the occasion. And for once they found bliss, but news of the tryst got to Fleet Street and caused a sensation. Let it blow, let it snow, let the mercury bubble and dive. Life's little traumas and courtroom dramas remind me of the glad I'm alive. And the press were baying for blood now. They gave him a week at the most. We were all glad to see it reach weeks 2 and 3, but the 4th week the whole thing was toast. And she dragged her tail back to New Zealand with threats of high court and revenge. Meanwhile his eye did stray to the ample bustier of a novelty dancer from Penge. Let it blow, let it snow, let the mercury bubble and dive. Life's little traumas and courtroom dramas remind me of glad I'm alive. Ah, let it blow, let it snow, let the mercury bubble and dive. Life's little traumas and courtroom dramas remind me of glad I'm alive. promises of love and vows forever for whose sake, for whose sake did I learn real from true? First times, what a scene you left behind. Skin shed and bitter mosses said, and now you shine your little star, and did you come so far? Are you who you think you are? For whose sake, for whose sake did I endeavor and pledge myself forever? For whose sake, for whose sake? I know your signs and I know your lines, but I don't know you. I don't know you. I don't know you. My dearest Miss Patsy, I'm writing to say that I'm sorry to not be in touch. It's been quite a parade, but my thoughts never strayed too far or too long or too much. Miss Patsy, forgive all the choices I've made. I've been fighting shadows on the wrong crusade, looking for ghosts in a penny arcade. Miss Patsy, no more will I roam. Miss Patsy, won't you carry me home? They held me to ransom back there in the foothills, and nobody stumped up a bean. Not Swifty nor Reddy came up with a ready. It can make you think people plain mean. Oh, Miss Patsy, forgive all the choices I've made. I've been fighting shadows on the wrong crusade, looking for ghosts in a penny arcade. Miss Patsy, no more will I roam. Miss Patsy, won't you carry me home? I've been hanging out with some virtuous people. They emptied my bank account twice. They gave me self-confidence, even some boots and a truckload of love and advice. When they gave out the cyanide pills with a wink, said wait for the word any day now we think. I knew it was time to pull back from the brink. Miss Patsy, no more will I roam. Miss Patsy, won't you carry me home? Now, Miss Patsy, I looked at myself in the mirror, decided I needed some work. I got me a nose job, a shave and a haircut to drive all them ladies berserk. With the arm round my waist was a man in dark blue. He said, ain't you him? We've been looking for you. Now I'm sharing a cell with a holy kung fu. Miss Patsy, no more will I roam. Miss Patsy, won't you carry me home? 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 As I was walking down by Thames Side, on my foot and my heart seemed to falter, but there you were standing by Custom House landing, like Venus risen out of the water. And they'll say it's because, well, I'm a fool in love, that I swear there's no beauty before you. And those that deny will think that I lie. Well, those are the ones never saw you. Never was anyone so perfect as you. As you stood there and smiled to greet me, and I searched for a phrase to capture your ways. That's a task will always defeat me. And they'll say it's because, oh, I'm a fool in love, that I swear there's no beauty before you. Those that deny will think that I lie. Well, those are the ones never saw you. And they'll say it's because I'm a fool in love, that I swear there's no beauty before you. And those that deny will think that I lie. Well, those are the ones never saw you. and your big ideas, taking your time with me, faithful as I faltered, steady as I stumble, a lifeline tossed in a boiling sea. Whose dream was that, to parcel up my soul and pass the hat? That's not a style that suits you much. You lack that tender touch that brings them back for more. Drove your old man out the door when you tried it on before. Your big ideas, and now that the skies don't show, how does your garden grow? She's never gonna shake it up. She's never gonna shake it up. She's never gonna shake it up. She'll never be satisfied. She's never gonna eye me right. She's never gonna eye me right. She's never gonna eye me right the way I wanna be eyed. My soul, 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 my soul. Where she crimps the curls, where she calls out a hall, where she sips the tea, where she smokes not long, where she bangs the wall, where she walks the dog. I showed her my invitation. I showed her my invitation. If she didn't go and scratch me up. She gave me my party favors. She gave me my party favors. She gave me my party favors, but nothing was sweet enough. I flipped you 1,000 times or more. Haven't I flipped you 1,000 times or more? Haven't I flipped you 1,000 times or more? Never gonna shake it up. She's never gonna shake it up. She's never gonna shake it up. She'll never be satisfied. She's never gonna aim me right. She's never gonna aim me right. She's never gonna aim me right the way I wanna be high. Love that holds its breath for fear of scaring love away. I rush my I stare into the dark. touch with me. I stare into the dark. Sting across your back and row, boys, row. Don't wait for the whip to crack and row, boys, row. Is it wise to be moaning when the captain comes? Tip your hat and get grinning, though you're worn to the gums. Is it wise to be needy in the land of the free? Is it wise to be bleeding in a shark-filled sea? 7 years of bad luck, should have read the small print. Save my soul, I'm chained below, carving sailors' keepsakes out of teeth and nails and driftwood. Got to keep the old ship moving, blowing through the sea of Cortez, living skeletons for neighbors. Hear the bosun beat the drum and row, boys, row. Slavery to kingdom, come and row, boys, row. Is it wise to be asking for a more subtle more, when you see what they done to them what asked before? Is it wise to be kneeling with your ass poking free? Is it wise to be bleeding in a shark-filled sea? Is it wise to be moaning when the captain comes? Tip your hat and get grinning, though you're worn to the gums. Is it wise to be needy in the land of the free? Is it wise to be bleeding in a shark-filled sea? Down on Mutton Street, the moon is peeping through. Oh, what's a young man, you better watch your P's and Q's. Life is good on Mutton Street if you know the why and where. Romping on the bomb sites, there's magic everywhere. We're the boys of Mutton Street, Mutton Street, Mutton Street. We're the boys of Mutton Street, we give no ground. We're the boys of Mutton Street, Mutton Street, Mutton Street. We're the boys of Mutton Street, we give no ground. We came upon those burly boys that were shaking like a leaf. We had our stones and dusters and we were armed right to the teeth. We fired a friendly volley and we only maimed a few, and quick as greasy lightning they disappeared from view. We're the boys of Mutton Street, Mutton Street, Mutton Street. We're the boys of Mutton Street, we give no ground. We're the boys of Mutton Street, Mutton Street, Mutton Street. We're the boys of Mutton Street, we give no ground. by night it was a sight, the bonfire how it blazed, nearly set the streets alight, so they called the fire brigade. The fire brigade got busy, but we cut the houses clean, and suddenly the Mutton boys were nowhere to be seen. We're the boys of Mutton Street, Mutton Street, Mutton Street. We're the boys of Mutton Street, we gave no ground. We're the boys of Mutton Street, Mutton Street, Mutton Street. We're the boys of Mutton Street, we gave no ground. Hockey on the corner, shell-shock Fusilier. To have a little drink, you'll get your cigarettes and beer. Thomas Toplin Sr. got soda poppin' news. Scott and Sons got toys for boys, but they push their Christian views. We're the boys of Mutton Street, Mutton Street, Mutton Street. We're the boys of Mutton Street, we give no ground. We're the boys of Mutton Street, Mutton Street, Mutton Street. We're the boys of Mutton Street, we give no ground. Precious one, precious one, thought you stood so sweet upon your own 2 feet. Precious one, precious one, thought there was no breeze could bring you to your knees, but I was wrong. I was wrong. Precious one, precious one, should have been a light to guide you through the night. Precious one, precious one, wanted to believe you had no need to grieve, but I was wrong. Oh, I was wrong. Oh, I was wrong. I was wrong. Should have wrapped my arms around you tight to say what's done is done. What's done is done. Precious one, precious one, wish there was a tide to bring me to your side. Precious one, precious one, didn't want to run, I'd leave it all undone. Oh, I was wrong. Oh, I was wrong. Precious one, precious one, thought you stood so sweet upon your own 2 feet. Precious one, precious one, thought there was no breeze could bring you to your knees, but I was wrong. But I was wrong. But I was wrong. Sometimes I long for the solitary life. Parents long gone, no kids, no wife. Sister somewhere in Australia, never to keep in touch. And sex no more than a how do you do, with a copy of Penthouse and the loo. Socially a bit of a failure, nice not to have to try too much. A solitary life, a life of small horizons, dull as the pewter skies over Northwest 11. A solitary life, a life of small horizons, dull as the gunmetal sky over Northwest 11. Serious hobby in the garden shed. Modern trains are so Disneyland. Join the suburban buffets of Britain, experts on trivial things. And holidays in the Yorkshire Dales, the cycling tours of the north of Wales, unenvious of those flea-bitten on continental flings. A solitary life, a life of small horizons, dull as the pewter skies over Northwest 11. Excitement comes by subtle means, the satisfaction of routines, small revenges at the office, smug little victories. You work on your pallor, complexion like paste, like the grey defeat on an inmate's face. A life spent adding losses and profits, resigning by degrees. A solitary life, a life of small horizons, dull as the pewter skies over Northwest 11. Solitary life, a life of small horizons, dull as the gunmetal sky over Northwest 11. Come to the end, sad and alone, a steady, reliable tumor you've grown from selfish years when all your peers have stressfully jogged to health. You always were quite known, and foggier now you soon succumb. In drab St. Bart's or the new bypass, death overcomes by stealth. A solitary life, a life of small horizons, dull as the pewter sky in Northwest 11. Solitary life, a life of small horizons, dull as the gunmetal sky over Northwest 11. Should I betray you to your spouse, the wife who waits back at the house? She doesn't know that you're a louse, that's not the man she wed. She doesn't know the deals you make, the throats you cut, the vows you break, to buy up some old lady's steak, quick before she's dead. She doesn't see your oily smile. You're pouring in the place of charm when you've got some shop girl by the arm, steering her into bed. That virgin forest you chopped down to build another ugly town. I'll tell your wife you bribed them round to back your plan instead. But perhaps she doesn't want to see the heel that you turned out to be. That's why she'll take a gin or three to drive doubts from her head. And while she's working hard enough with housework, kids, and all that stuff, you're out there with some bit of fluff, cruising on the med. She thought the leopard spots were paint. She thought she'd turn you to a saint. Kept hoping, though the hope grew faint, that you were better bred. Should I betray you to your spouse, wife who waits back at the house? She doesn't know that you're a louse. That's not the man she wed. Should I betray you to your bride? She doesn't know your other side. All those you screwed and threw aside, fear to hear your tread. All he ever wanted to do was harm. All he ever wanted to be was cruel. 12 years old, fate marked his brow, and he said, I have a mission now. But we laughed at his claws and the blackheads round his nose when we were boys at school. Teachers spoke of Hannibal and Hector. Nimrod and Nietzsche were more his fuel. Swastikas and pentagrams flourished from his tender hands. But we watched in the rain as the bully beat him up again when we were boys at school. And he said, my camouflage will hide me. I'll be as grey as the world is grey. Down 1,000 government corridors, behind which one of 1,000 doors will I delegate and rule little boys at school. All he ever wanted to do was harm. all he ever wanted to be was cruel. And sometimes when the night is still, I can feel the gathering of his will. I can feel him flex the strings of power and grope to his appointed hour. But we laughed at the debt and the freight cuffs on his shield.